You are now entering the Luxecore Studios. And you've secured a seat for the Protecting Your Radius podcast. Here, we build connections from your contracting profession to some of the top bleeding edge products and services. Don't get deterred. Let's not delay. Here is your host, Nathan Downs.
Hey, what's up? Welcome, everybody, to the Protecting Your Radius podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Downs, and on today's episode, we have a special one for myself. We are going to be talking about Radius, my company's mission statement, our axioms, what our vision is for the future, and really kind of break that down. It's really important to understand where we're going and where we came from to set the pathway for success in each one of our organizations. So, we're wrapping up season one, the first 6 months of 2023 here, not to date the show if you listen to this far into the future. But, several weeks ago, as we started looking at hiring more people, bringing other team members on board, I called up my buddy, Kyle Sullivan, with Unleash the Champ. And Kyle was actually on an episode of the show in the middle of season one here. And he's so good. He's led multiple organizations in the nonprofit world, team-wise, team building, vision building. And Ashley and I had him come over to the house and really flesh out what I'd been working on for years with Radius and what our purpose and true intent of business was. And we're ready to release that to the world, to introduce some of these things. So that's what this episode's about. I've said it before, and I continue to stand by this forever, that without a vision, the people perish. It's a famous proverb from the Bible, and it really is apropos to understand that you have to know where you're going if you really want to make a change in the world around you. Like, we don't just wake up in the morning and go, you know what, today I'm going to start a business and it's going to be amazing and we're going to do great things. What does that even mean, right? Like, we have to have an idea. With mine specifically, what we finally fleshed out was our mission statement. At Radius, we build environments to protect what you value most. And it's as simple as that. Our purpose in business is protecting assets, valuable things, and really people for whatever it is. So if we're working at your house and you're a homeowner, like, our purpose is what do you need the fence for? Do you need privacy? Do you need to keep your kids safe? Do you have pets? All these different things weigh into that, right? So those environments that we're creating. And we looked at that, we kind of bounced a bunch of different ideas around as we were going through that. But I think that we wanted to leave it broad enough to where it made sense and understanding that our scope and reach isn't just for a homeowner. If you're a business owner, you have an industrial facility, we do a lot of design build on that end with access and gates and fences and other hardening, like site condition work. So had to make sure that made sense within the vision and the mission statement itself. So that's where you start talking about building those environments to protect what you value most, because it's going to be different at your work, at home. And that's that. So excited to share that with everybody. We have 4 axioms that kind of really dial in what's going on underneath that. And the 4 axioms are: number 1, we strive to uphold our agreements. Number 2, we choose to be the standard. Number 3, we succeed through team first. And number 4, we develop through continuous improvement. So I'll take a couple minutes here and really dig into each one of those. Why are these important to me and my family to introduce out into the marketplace and understand that these are the things that Radius is built off of? So let's start with, we strive to uphold our agreements. So at Radius, its team will be known for exceptional results and value-driven solutions putting the customer at the center of our success. So notice what I said there. We're putting the customer at the center of our success. It doesn't mean the customer is always right. There's a lot of implications in that statement, but we are customer or client focused first, and we are going to uphold our agreements. As simple as that. So if I come out, we send out a proposal. It clearly states what we're going to do. We are going to do everything in our power to meet that contractor agreement, no matter what. It goes back to doing what you say you're going to do. And in contracting, unfortunately, so many times it seems like these days there's a lot of contractors that simply don't do what they say they're going to do. And construction's different. Anyone working construction, going through this, you're aware and you understand that the day-to-day grind is very difficult. It's hard balancing new opportunities, existing opportunities, wrapping up projects. People get sick, trucks break, equipment stops working, materials are wrong, takeoffs were done wrong. I mean, there's so many little pieces that add up to the whole when you're building anything. And if you're doing it at a breakneck pace and speed, it's even more difficult. You could imagine, right? Having to juggle all the spinning plates are going there. So at Radius, our team will be known for exceptional results and value-driven solutions, putting the customer at the center of our success. That's axiom number 1. Okay. Axiom number 2, which is probably my favorite. We choose to be the standard, right? So we will utilize innovation to solve problems for our clients in ways that other companies won't, to enhance an experience for everyone. Now, for everyone, what is it? That means we are working towards systemically making a better product, a better service for our team and organization, for each one of our clients, for anyone that even looks at the business. There is a focus on being the standard. I don't just want to have a company that builds a fence like some of these other cats and, we're just, hope we get to build another fence tomorrow. No, we actually want to build something of value that over time we can appreciate as much as our clients appreciate it. So that's important to really understand that's where that can differentiate you from your competition immediately. Like, how do you feel are you trying to be the standard? Are you trying to set the pace? At the gym, my coach always talks about, we set the tone, we keep the pace, and we finish strong, right? So every week we're always talking about setting the tone, keep the pace, finish strong. And that is choosing to be the standard. Like, that is specifically talking to what are we accepting? What are we not going to accept? And then drive it and do it and just live that out in our workday. And we utilize innovation. That's a key component to that. My good friend Donnie Lockhart, he's always talking about, new school, old school, everything. I understand. But innovation can really be a differentiator between you and others in the competitive marketplace that most of us are in. So we're solving problems. Got to be solving problems. We don't just go out and build a fence, put in a gate, install an operator, work on a gate operator. That's not what we do. We are solving problems, and we get rewarded for that. I never shy away from the fact of, if people are like, oh, that's expensive, or I understand it is. There's a lot of moving parts to these things, and we're not the cheapest in town ever. But we want to see that the value that we drive is worth the investment that each one of our customers or clients are putting into us. So that money is just showing us that the value that we're giving back, the problems that we are solving, that we're making a difference. So, number 3, we succeed through team first, right? So Radius attracts the best and empowers them to do just that. We develop through coaching and training for maximum impact. We want everyone on our team to achieve the highest level of success that they can. And if they can't go any further and they need to make a change, I, as a leader, actually have to be okay with them moving on to the next opportunity. I hired a lady several weeks ago that was working for one of the big box store construction retailers. And, she was coming on board. We were super excited, talked about it. And right before she started with us, she called back and said, listen, corporate came back. They gave me a huge raise, a big bump in salary. The future is mine. I got to stay here. And I was disappointed at first, but then I genuinely, like I told my wife, I was genuinely excited for her, because just by taking the steps and taking the risk to come work at Radius at that level, pushed her current employer to say, hold on, we can't lose this lady. She is like dynamite, and she is. So they had to come back and give her the world, and she decided to stay. And that's super cool, because if anything, so check this out, because we succeed through team first, if anything, even someone like her that doesn't work in our organization, didn't work a day for us, but just took the opportunity to say, hey, I want to step in here. I want to help lead the way for the future, because I see the vision that you have, Nathan. It improved her life. Just because she stuck her neck out, and her current employer said, that's not going to work. You can't leave. We got to keep you here. But within Radius, that's where we start talking about, we're looking for the best. Like, I want to team up with the best builders, with the best technicians, the best managers, the best salespeople, whatever that looks like. That is important. And that is something that I learned, through osmosis, almost, from Eddie Gibbs, who used to own Ameristar. So Eddie, come to find out, as I learned more over time, talking to people that knew him growing up, like Cliff Richardson and some of these guys around town, Eddie always was looking to compensate really, really high, and then make sure that he upheld his team to that standard. I mean, I was a 20-year-old guy in fence, just learning all this stuff, was able to make a 6-figure income just by my hard work, but being in an environment where that is not common, especially at that point in time in fencing. But for a young guy to just have a shot to do it and push through it, man, what an incredible, I don't know. It's hard to say. There's so many emotions with that, but I can't say that what Mr. Gibbs had set forward, and that culture, up until it's sold, of course, but that culture of like family homegrown, like build them up, recruit them up, as the organization built, everyone kind of rised up with it and everything. That was, it was really impactful for me. So I want to pass that along to our team, especially those young people that we're bringing in and going to continue to bring in, just to teach them and edify them, and understanding again that we succeed through team first means the success of each member on our team. And I want to empower people. It's one thing to say you want to get the best people, but we need to empower. We need to make sure that you know what you need to do. So go do it. Like, I believe in you. What would you do? Well, that's what you need to do. And telling people on our team that as we come up with challenges, as there's new problems arising within the organization, within our process flows, right? Where everybody's always trying to improve their processes. If you're not, you're missing the boat. So be aware of what are our SOPs, our standard operating procedures. If we don't have those, or you heard me say that and you went kind of puckered up a little bit, you need to get on the horn with that, because you cannot succeed through your team first if you don't have a standard of excellence and then really let people run the show. I'm not going to hire anyone or bring anyone on the team and partner with them if I don't think that they have the capacity for success or the brain power or drive to make things better. Already our newest young lady in the office, Lexi, she has proven exactly what I thought when I met her. I know her parents, and I had an expectation of she just needs an environment to start to cultivate the things that are in her brain, that are in her heart, in the workspace, and let her flourish. And that's what we're trying to do. And we got a long ways to go, but it's really fun and exciting to see how quickly, like, I hired you here. Like, we brought you on. So that way you tell me, what do you think about this? Does this make sense? Do you think we could do it better? And already getting feedback, because it's so hard, especially in older organizations where you have this long established regime and long established, like, this is how we do it. How do we get away from that? Still keep that, maybe the heart of that for your companies that are older, because that legacy does matter. But how do we make the legacy better? How do we morph the legacy in today's environment, in the 2020s, from what it was in the 20th century? And then the final axiom is we develop through continuous improvement. We will never settle for the status quo. That's just not who we are. We will lead the way in certifications, accreditations, and accolades to propel our industry forward. And that pushes our company forward. That pushes our team members forward. It's a snowball effect rolling down a giant mountain, right? It's an avalanche coming at you. You don't have a choice. So we're always going to be continuously improving. I'm so proud of Donnie Lockhart. He got his certified gate automation designer certification. Wow, it's a lot of certifications in the name. But, when he got that, he had to take the test a couple times. And I just kept telling him he was really bummed out. I said, just understand, this is a stepping stone. The standards. You now understand UL 325, ASTM F2200, okay, to start. But you know what to look for. So even if you don't know the product or how we're going to do something, that doesn't matter. You could go talk to someone competently today that has no gate, and they just have a driveway with a blank slate. And he now has the training and the certification to be able to walk up to that client and talk to them confidently about what their needs are, find out what they're trying to achieve, how are we getting in, how are we getting out, asking all of the right questions, because I sent them to school. And there's a cost involved with that, right? But it's an investment back in our people to make our team better, to drive that up and use these standards. Like, you don't have to stick to, in Gates, it's a little bit different, but some of the things, like even in the fence side, the American Fence Association has the Fence Installation School, FIS is what they call it. And every year that they're doing that, I think they're doing that right. They're wrapping up right now, actually today when I'm recording this, at their mid-year FIS up in Wadsworth, Ohio. But that's a great example of, you learn things in there. It doesn't mean you're going to do every one of them, but you understand what is the expectation or the standard for building a wood fence, building a vinyl fence. How does iron go in? All these different verticals, so to speak. And at Radius, I don't want us just sitting back and going, we're okay with okay. We're fine with just everyone's doing it this way, so we'll do it the same way. Just don't rock the boat, right? We're not going to settle for the status quo. That's not going to be who we are. We're going to continuously improve. We are going to look for products. We're going to look for options in the marketplace that can create a new environment. We're going to go back to that. We're building environments to protect what you value most, right? Wrapping that back into the mission statement. But we're going to find these things that no one else is doing and put that in our catalog to make a better environment for our client. It's as simple as that. But we have to do that. I know I mentioned something that probably some people might be after the certifications, accreditations, I put accolades in that axiom. And accolades can mean a lot of different things. Specifically for the organization, what we're thinking about is that we're being recognized for our excellence. And that's important. Some people, I don't care. I don't need the fanfare. I don't need you to tell me that I'm doing great. I know I'm great or whatever. It's not about that. Accolades for any organization are just, they're market qualifiers showing that you're doing the right things. And specifically for us, when we have the mission statement and all these axioms, that we are living out what we say is important. And that's it. Like, that's everything. That we're going to live out each one of these things, that we're going to strive to uphold our agreements. We're going to choose to be the standard. We're going to succeed through team first, and we're always going to be continuously improving. That is how at Radius we build environments to protect what you value most. And hopefully, me going through our mission statement, our axioms, our values here has given you guys just some ideas, some thoughts. If you've never done this before, I highly encourage you to sit down and start jotting some notes. Don't copy anyone's stuff. Don't copy mine. But if you need help with that, man, there's people out there that you can pay for their services to do that. Actually, again, my buddy, Kyle Sullivan, at Kyle J. Sullivan on Instagram and TikTok. You can find him at Unleash the Champ on Facebook and some other places. But Kyle's a great resource for that. He, like I said, he's done this in the nonprofit world for, over a decade plus at a super, super high level. Contact someone like him. Say, hey, I want to get a consulting session going, and I really want to dial in. What is my mission? What is my value statement? What is my company all about? And if you're just out there building stuff, trying to sell more, do whatever, understand that without that vision, the people perish. And it may work for a period of time, but if you want to build a business and build an organization that's going to sustain your family as much as all the families that are involved with it, you have to dial this stuff in. You have to have a vision. You have to have that mission statement. You can't just wing it for forever. You can do it for a period of time, but you really have to dial that in. So again, hopefully that's been beneficial. If any of you like this content, again, like, subscribe, check out our partners. You can always go to www.protectingyourradius.com and check out, we've got a whole page with links to some of the different things that are going on with the different organizations that we're partnered with. Specifically, Southwest Automated Security has an upcoming technician training school and everything going down on in Dallas, and we are excited for that. I actually might be able to make it out to that. We're trying to figure out scheduling and everything, but there's things there. Wood Defender, our stain of choice of the whole wall. We've used Wood Defender for years. Cliff Richardson over at Aerofence and FenceTrac was a huge proponent of Wood Defender. He got me on board with them. Oh my gosh, probably about 7-8 years ago. And Roy and his team over there are phenomenal. Just getting the stuff. We love running it through our FenceTrac machine. Again, it's literally part of the studio. You can see just how well that stuff. But we just put out a couple jobs in the last 2 weeks with some more pre-stained stuff. Check out our Facebook and Instagram feed for the company with pictures of those. But we're excited. I'm excited. We're in the middle of the summer or coming into the summer. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I can see that the future is so much brighter, so much better. And we're just getting better as a team every day, adding people on, growing that way, but always remembering, just as I said from the beginning, that the purpose of what we're doing here is we're building those environments to protect what you value most. So we appreciate you guys. Holler at us. If you need anything, as always, email info@protectingyourradius.com, and we will see you on the next episode. Take care.
You've been listening to the Protecting Your Radius podcast from the Luxecore Studios in Bixby, Oklahoma. Thanks for sticking around, and connect with us and all of our partners at www.protectingyourradius.com. We want to thank our premier partners. Luxecore, the newest line of premium quality composite infill to slide into your FenceTrac fence system. Frame your style today. Also, FenceTrac, the world's first patented standalone stain machine. Utilizing flood coat technology, FenceTrac covers boards, pickets, posts, and any type of dimensional wood you can think of. And what better way to use your FenceTrac machine than to use the easy application Wood Defender family of stains. Wood Defender goes on easy and covers in one coat with no back brushing. And of course, the true power of our show is you, the listener. Please rate and review our show on whatever platform you consume this content. Your 5-star likes and reviews help other contractors get the message that we all want to be better and do better. And in the construction world, we can never forget that before you can be great, you've got to be good. Before you can be good, you've got to be bad. But before you can even be bad, you've got to try.